Confusion in learning tends to feel like a fog. General, shapeless, hard to point at. A student says, "I don't understand this topic," and both the student and the teacher accept that as a description of a diffuse, complicated problem. More explanation is offered. The same material is covered again. The fog remains. But here's what I want you to understand today. Confusion is almost never a fog. It's a pinhole, a single specific point where understanding broke down, after which everything built on top of that point became unstable. And that pinhole almost always traces back to the same cause, a word that the student encountered and didn't truly understand. Today I'm going to walk you through the LAS understanding strategy, a systematic process for finding that word, resolving its meaning genuinely, and producing the kind of understanding that actually holds up in an exam. The connection between undefined words and comprehension failure is direct and consistent. When a student reads or listens and cannot form a clear mental picture, which is the step that produces genuine understanding, the cause is almost always that one or more words in the material lack a real, personally understood meaning. Let me give you two examples. Example 1. The phlegmatic feline jumped through the window. For a reader who doesn't know that phlegmatic means calm and unemotional, or that feline refers to the cat family, no complete picture forms. They know that something jumped through a window. The rest is a gap. Example 2. And this one happens in classrooms every day. Apply the commutative property to simplify this expression. If commutative is not truly understood, not just vaguely recognized, but genuinely owned, with a real example attached, the rest of the explanation lands in a conceptual vacuum. The student can hear the words. They cannot build the picture. The concept doesn't transfer. And here's why this matters so much. It's not the complexity of the topic that creates confusion. It's the undefined word sitting inside it. Find the word, resolve it genuinely, and the confusion dissolves, often immediately. The instinctive response to an unfamiliar word is to look it up, and looking it up is certainly the right direction. But there's a specific failure mode that makes dictionary definitions less useful than they should be. The definition itself contains words the student doesn't fully understand. Say a student looks up phlegmatic and finds having or suggesting a slow and stolid temperament. They now have a definition, but if stolid is also undefined, the definition has simply moved the confusion one layer deeper rather than resolving it. The word is technically defined, but it's not genuinely understood. The understanding strategy addresses this directly. After finding a definition, the student checks that every significant word in the definition is itself genuinely understood. If not, the process is applied recursively. Define the unclear word in the definition. Check that definition's words. Continue until the meaning is grounded in terms the student actually owns. In practice, most words require only 1 or 2 passes before all the component meanings are clear. The result is a definition that is genuinely usable. The LAS understanding strategy moves through 5 phases. Let me walk you through each one. Pinpoint the specific word, term, or symbol that is preventing a clear mental picture from forming. Confusion is always caused by something specific. The first step is finding that specific thing. Not "I don't understand the topic," but "I don't understand this word." Look up the definition through the vocab builder, a teacher, a parent, or a dictionary. Unpack any words in the definition you also don't fully understand. Repeat until the meaning is grounded in terms you genuinely own. Produce a specific, personal example that illustrates the meaning, something you can actually picture. Abstract definitions are hard to hold. A concrete example anchors the meaning to something real and vivid. Construct a vivid internal image of your example, with detail, sound, and emotional engagement. The more sensory and emotionally engaging the mental scene, the more durably the memory is stored. Strong emotion is the signature of long-term memory. See the word written clearly within your mental scene. Hear it pronounced correctly as part of the same image. This connects the written form and spoken form of the word to its meaning, so the word is genuinely owned across reading, writing, listening, and speaking. The understanding strategy is not limited to language-based subjects. Maths and science are particularly rich with vocabulary that students are expected to use before they've genuinely understood it. Coefficient, denominator, perpendicular, theorem, integer, quadratic. Each one is a potential pinhole. Each unresolved one makes subsequent material harder to follow, because mathematics is cumulative. A vocabulary gap in Year 8 compounds into a comprehension gap in Year 10. The understanding strategy resolves these at the root, and the scale of the opportunity is significant. 5 new maths vocabulary words, genuinely learned per school day, not memorized but owned, covers more than a full year's worth of new terminology within a single month. The effect on comprehension and results in that subject can be immediate. One last thing I want to cover, because these two strategies work as a pair. The reading and conceptualization strategy teaches students to build a mental picture of everything they read. When the picture is clear, understanding is happening. The understanding strategy is what you do when the picture won't form, when something is blocking it, when there's a gap in the image. Together, they create a complete system for genuine comprehension. A student using both strategies almost never needs to remain in a state of genuine confusion. Confusion has a cause. The cause can be found. The cause can be resolved. Understanding follows. The key principle I want to leave you with is this. Genuine understanding is not the same as approximate familiarity. A student who can recognize a word when they see it and repeat a definition when asked may still not truly understand that word in the sense that lets them apply it, explain it, or use it in an exam. The understanding strategy produces genuine ownership, the kind that survives exam conditions, unfamiliar phrasings, and the passage of time. The full 8-step strategy is free in the Learning Strategies section of LAS. The Vocab Builder, which applies it to any vocabulary a student encounters, is available with a subscription. Download the Learning Anything Strategies app for free from the Apple or Google stores. And if you've ever felt that foggy, shapeless confusion and not known where to start with the word. It's almost always one thing. I'll see you in the next one.